Hello everybody, my name's Jenny and this is Laura Kate. She's my boss. I just wanted to kind of do an interview with her so you guys could get an idea of what my internship entitles. Basically, I am at HD Research where we do research clinical trials. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys a summary of what that is. So Laura, what would you say a clinical trial entitles?
So clinical trials are studying drugs that are in the process of making it to market. So they're still under review by the FDA. So there's different phases. Typically what we do here is we study clinical trials that are in phase 2 or 3. Phase 4 is when they hit the market. So they're moving on up there. And so we have patients here and we're testing those medications in specific indications.
So for this, we always required a lead coordinator to kind of keep touch with what the clinical trial will entitle, to educate everyone who is involved. My role as of right now, I'm in my intern, I'm an assistant coordinator to Laura, who is the lead coordinator of the study. So what is the lead coordinator role? What does it all entitle?
So it's a lot of kind of networking in the different facilities. Since we do a lot of surgical studies, we have a lot of teams involved in that. So coordinating with pre-op, PACU, and then on the floor, as well as the different physicians that we work under. So we do a lot of in-servicings with the nurses. We do a lot of internal trainings within our team as well to make sure everyone's on board, because a lot of times we do different testings that aren't standard of care. So we need everyone to be on the same page so that we're consistent, since consistency is very important in research.
Right, so accurate data is always what we're aiming for. Also, whenever we begin a study, what is the process of the training that goes along with it?
So when we get a new study, there are 2 visits for startup. You have a qualification visit, which is where they select you as a site, and then you proceed once you're selected to having a study initiation visit. So once we get to that study initiation visit, that's when the pharmaceutical company comes in and trains myself and Jenny and the immediate team on this study. From that is when we then come up with PowerPoints, hands-on learning tools to ensure that the rest of the hospital staff and the extension of our team is well trained.
So a lot of the times we end up doing mock trainings with the nursing staff so we can educate them on exactly what the process is going to be. So this is basically what we do here at HD Research. So one of my many duties as an assistant coordinator is to screen a patient. Screening is what my final project is going to be in regards to. Basically, I'm doing an e-learning training, explaining to an assistant coordinator how we screen a patient. Screening for a clinical trial means that we go over the consent form with the patient. We do the basic baseline testing. So sometimes it might involve a urine drug screen, blood work. It all depends on the protocol of the clinical trial or the study that we're doing at the time. Most of the time we use a hospital bed and have the patient come in to do certain testing such like EKG. An EKG, what they do is it reads the rhythms of your heart, and we usually do those as baseline for surgery. Once you see my final project, you'll be able to see what a screening portion entitles. But for now, this is our screening room here at HD Research. Basically, this is where we consent patients, we talk to patients, and we have them enroll into our studies. This is where we define whether you're a good candidate or we have to screen fail the candidate in regards to either their drug screen, blood draw, or any other findings that we have. Most of our clinical trials here at HD Research tend to do intraoperative local anesthetics. So basically we get to hang out in the surgery. So let's go check out PACU pre-op and I'll let you know the process that I do every day. Come on. All right, everybody, welcome to the pre-op portion of our clinical trials. Usually this is where we call back patients prior to surgery and where we collect our data in regards to whatever the protocol entitles us to collect. So basically here's where we do either urine drug screen, a weight, we collect blood samples, we ensure that the patient is ready for surgery, and we equip them with whatever it is that they're gonna need for surgery. So basically, this is the OR. The operating rooms are in here past this door. As you can see, we're not allowed to go in because you need proper attire in order to continue and process through these doors. As you see, I'm wearing my surgical hat. Unfortunately, my cameraman isn't, so we can't go in there today. But usually this is where all of our dosing and administration of drug tends to happen for clinical trials. Welcome to PACU. As you see, it's kind of similar related to the pre-op portion for our patients, but usually this is where the patients roll out from OR and they come into the recovery room. And this is where most of the magic happens for us assistant coordinators or lead coordinators. As soon as the patient comes out from OR, we will know our time zero, which is usually the time of dose of the clinical trial medication that we're testing. And once we know our time zero, that's where all of our assessments, testing, and blood samples begin. Usually for our current study, we do hourly EKGs. Sometimes we have hourly blood draws, but it all depends on the protocol. So most of our patients do not stay in the recovery room for very long. Most of them have to stay inpatient for observation due to the protocol, so we could collect certain data at certain times. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show you the nursing station because we have in-house patients staying in. But we usually, once we have them in the recovery room, we go on and transition them to the nursing station. Follow me. And this is a part of HRD. This is our workspace. Usually here we monitor and do all of our lab work that we need to do and process. We collect patient data, and right across from us we have all of our patient rooms. Luckily, we don't have any people here staying with us for observation. So if you take a look, this is a patient room. Most of our patients stay confined, is what the protocol calls it, and they tend to stay here for 3 nights and 4 days. So basically that's it. My part of the job is done.